Hello everyone, I'm Tanner, and this is my Dead Space 3 little preview. I played the demo, and I know this is way delayed, just didn't have time, but now I'm talking and getting it recorded, and it'll be up probably tomorrow after I render it. Anyway, I played the demo, and kind of mixed on it. I didn't think it was really a good demo. It didn't really show off horror, which is what Dead Space is known for. I didn't do weapon crafting. I kind of forgot while playing. That's my bad. So you won't see me actually do it. And while there were some elements that were decent, I guess, there's this. I don't think Dead Space 3 is going to be the top-notch game that 1 and 2 were. And I'll explain why. Dead Space 1 was scary. It was scary. You were by yourself, and there was a voice from your surviving crewmen. You saw them and heard them occasionally, and it was scary because you were by yourself. Dead Space 2, it lost a lot of its scary, but it had some jump scares. It was somewhat threatening atmosphere, so it did have like a hint of horror in it. But this game, to be honest, I just was not scared. I know it's a demo. The atmosphere didn't build up, but I think that they went in some wrong directions. Going going into on a planet instead of like in space, I think that was like an okay, like that's okay, whatever. But they made the planet like bright, snowy. That's not threatening. Maybe if it was like volcanic and dark, maybe that would have been better. I don't know. Anyway, the graphics, as you can see, are pretty decent, even though I think the snow and the beard, like how that mixed, it didn't really look realistic. It just looked like they put brown on his face for a beard and they just put a little white topping on it. It didn't really look real. And it's EA, so they have a Frostbite 2 engine. And I know Dead Space isn't based on the Frostbite engine, but you think they could have incorporated some elements into their other engine. But whatever. It looks and plays just like Dead Space 1 and 2, control-wise. I found it really weird that while aiming in, I moved faster on this part, where you would have your hand shielding your face, but if you zoomed in, you just move like right there. But if you zoom in, you would move like double the speed that he's walking at. It starts off pretty interesting, the beginning of it. Gives you little directions on what to do, how to do it. And he's trying to find the girl from Dead Space 2 that you were with, that you made like a connection with. I guess it's a relationship now. And this right here, that was the most scared part for me for this demo. Because I heard the Necromorphs through the background for a while. Just didn't know where they were until that point. And that was the first Necromorph I met. And that was honestly the quote-unquote scariest part. And now they have a quick time event, which I guess I'm okay with. And that was like, oh, that's kind of cool, but it wasn't scary. It feels like this game is going less and less horror, survival, to more of an action game. Because not only are you fighting Scientologist soldiers, people that really believe in Scientology and think that I'm just a huge threat. If you don't know the lore between the games, it won't make much sense, but essentially Scientology is this religion which is based on the idea that this marker, which creates the Necromorphs, is a holy symbol. It's kind of like the cross for Christianity, or the Star of David for Judaism. And they think I'm a threat to their religion, so they're fighting me. And now see, right here, it looks really pretty. It's a really pretty game. I really like that. And it was interesting, but it wasn't that dark, threatening feel. I think the scariest part in Dead Space 2 was when you went back to the Ishimura. That was a really cool mission. That was freaking creepy, though. But that was good. But how are they going to include real horror in this game, where it's just like snow and light everywhere? Then you have the co-op option, which is interesting, yeah, but it just doesn't, I don't know, that again takes away from the horror. And here's the classic Necromorphs. I'm also wondering, I mean, this makes sense that he has the plasma cutter for his gun, because he's always had that. But from what I understand, he was hired to go to this planet, or not hired, he was going to this planet with like a ship full of people to stop the threat, the Necromorph threat. Yet he only has a plasma cutter, not like a pistol. maybe it's just a weapon of choice. Now, it feels, like I said, the game feels like Dead Space, and see, that was really pretty. That reminded me of Chronicles of Riddick. On Chronicles of Riddick, there's that prison planet. That's what it really reminded me of. And this part annoyed me. It's a necromorph thing, but they shoot at you now. A necromorph shooting at you, like bullets, not like some kind of bodily thing, is stupid. This was just stupid. This is a bad move on their part. I think it's taken away from, because when a creature crawls at you or runs towards you fast and will kill you with its bare hands or claws or whatever, that I feel is much more scary than something shooting at you. And I think these things are going to be really annoying in the full game, especially on harder difficulties. The little balloon creatures, that right there, they just latch onto bodies and keep reinfecting them. So I have a feeling those are going to be pretty annoying. And I bet you at some parts of the game there's going to be like a dozen of them and like 20 bodies, and they're just going to keep jumping from body to body. That will suck. This part, I was actually stuck at for a while, but then I remembered you have to like freeze both of it and lock it. But it was weird. It took me a while, and I kind of forgot how to get stasis energy at some points. This reminded me more of Dead Space 1 and 2, this part right here, with like light flickering and all that, and them coming, and the creatures coming out of like vents and stuff. This reminded me more of Dead Space 1 and 2, with stasis things all over the place. And as you can tell, my aim was just really bad at the time. I don't know. I was used to like really high sensitivity games, and I was just off. Now, I think the story for Dead Space 3 will be pretty good, and the gameplay is solid, as you can tell. But it, as I've stated many times, it just won't have a scary feel to it, which is what Dead Space is about. Like when I watched the Dead Space 1 trailer, the Christmas one's like, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, that one. That's not a Christmas song, sorry. But when I watched that trailer, I was creeped out. That's a good trailer. Dead Space 2 had not that good of a creepy trailer. And this one I haven't seen yet. But, and look at this. This is action with a cover system. This isn't survival horror. This is a shooting system. And there are people all around you. When there are more people, the less scary it gets. Like humans. These are humans. And I've been watching other people's demo reviews on it, and the game is I cut it off right there. Oh, sorry, I just blacked out actually. Oh no, I didn't. Sorry, I had something on my screen messing it up. But now this was pretty cool, and them being on a planet, they can introduce bigger monsters. But it just, I don't know if this will be I don't think it'll be the best game in the series, to be honest. I think Dead Space 1 was the best game in the series. Dead Space 2 and 3 2 was pretty good and still had a scary feel to it, but it just wasn't like Dead Space 1. And I know I keep saying scary horror, but that's what Dead Space is about. It's about like this rich background history and this scariness of playing the game. Like you were creeped out while playing the game. And while in Dead Space 3 there are bigger monsters, does bigger necessarily mean scarier? No, it's like a bigger target. It's like, oh, that's all right there. It's not like something my size coming at me. I don't know. It's kind of weird. And like I said earlier, I was watching a bunch of reviews, and people kept comparing the game to Lost Planet, because they're big creatures, and you gotta you gotta shoot the glowy orange part, which is what Lost Planet was. So hopefully the game is better than I predict. I don't know. My final score on the game is a 6 out of 10. And yes, this is a demo. It's just a demo. We don't know the full game. The full game will be much better. I mean, it has to be, pretty much. But from what I've seen, and what I've played, and what I've heard, I don't think this game will be as good as the previous two. I think they're gonna close the story, and I think the story will be good. The gameplay will be solid, but considering what it's built around, the survival, it won't be as much. So, as I said, 6 out of 10 for the definitely for the demo. 6 out of 10 because it was good. It was fun. Just wasn't scared. But then again, I'm only playing a demo. But for the full game, I'm predicting a 6 out of 10. It won't be a bad game. It'll be a pretty good game. It'll have a decent game. Like I said, good gameplay. They'll finish Isaac's story, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully they don't milk the series, make Dead Space 4. He's really stopping them. Or something like that. So thank you guys if you've watched this video. If you could please leave a like, comment, and if you haven't been to my channel before, please subscribe. I make videos infrequently, I won't lie. But when I do, I try to make them decent. So if you could, like I said, like, rate, comment, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you, and thank you for watching my video. Y'all have a nice day.